Hi, and welcome to Geno's Picks. That's right, Daddy got a desk from IKEA. How did he do it? With the money we won this year, 3-1 last week, finishing up 43-25 on the season, an incredible 63% for the year. So let's make some big money in the wild cards, right? First though, you know what really grinds my gears? ESPN, what is it up to? 6,000 channels now? Please, I'm sorry that you have this much airtime to fill, but stop turning my sports viewing into Access Hollywood. It started with Ed Werder and his undisclosed sources saying, oh, they're all against T.O. for saying Romo throws to Witten too much. He does. This guy's making billions of dollars as a franchise QB, and 3 years later still blowing games in December and throwing the ball to the tight end like a second game QB trying to learn the offense. Nice mustache, Ed Werder. What do you use to get laid? A time machine? Drop it. And the latest, the Jets scandal, Mangini shouldn't have been fired. It was whatchamacallit, Brett Favre being distant. Stop it. That's not news. Mangini should have been fired. Either control Brett or bench him. And if you don't have that power, then you weren't the coach anyway. Bye-bye. So drop all the channels, ESPN, especially ESN Deportes. If I want to see athletic men shouting in Spanish, I could tune to CNN and watch a Cuban boat rescue. I would take them over Michael Phelps any day. My first pick, and we'll go right in order. The Falcons are giving 2 to the Cards in Arizona. How's this for simple math? The Falcons are 11-5, 11-0 in games where they led first, and 0-5 in games where they trailed first. So what are you saying? Who's going to lead first in this game? Doesn't matter. It's going to be who has the ball last, and I think it's going to be the Falcons. Michael, the only book I read in high school was Curious George, and it was a real page-turner. And Jarius, I don't hit a bitch with glass nor wood, just my fist. We'll run up and down the field and control the game at the end. And Matt Ryan might be young, but he is ready to lead this team. And the Cardinals haven't impressed me at all down the stretch, losing 3 of 4. And the last one they won, a game against Seattle, who gave up in the second half after giving them a run for their money because they were exhausted from the most emotional victory of the year, winning their last home game from Mike Holmgren the week before. Let's be honest, the Cardinals are playing like crap, and they will continue to. The Falcons may be giving 2 in this game, but look for the Cardinals to drop a deuce big time. Take the Falcons and give the 2. My next pick, the Chargers are getting a point from Indy and San Diego. I don't know if you pay attention, but Indy is San Diego's big game bitch. They knocked them from undefeated in 2006, and I'll tell you something else, they knocked them from the playoffs last year. And the big factor this game, Darren Sproles. He's going to be getting the ball a lot, while LT is a little banged up. But it won't affect them at all. They're a great little combination. Last year, they used Michael Turner too much. He can't catch. Watching Michael Turner try to catch a pass is like watching a Holocaust survivor watch the movie Valkyrie. Hope for a good ending all you want, but you're going to be disappointed, okay? Michael Turner can't catch. Maybe he should have an eye patch. Darren Sproles can. On top of that, Manning's line is banged up a lot. And the Chargers have a rejuvenated pass rush under Ron Rivera. And here's one more thing. The Colts have no running game. Adai and Rhodes ranked 1 and 2 in the league in rushing after 39 other guys, 40 and 41st. Remember this because it's going to be a lot like the movie Valkyrie come Saturday night. They're going to realize it's too late to run and that they should have started doing it 3 months earlier. I love the Chargers in this game getting the point. My next pick, the Ravens are giving 3.5 to the Dolphins in Miami. 3.5 is a lot to give on the road. And with all due respect to Sperano and Pennington and the Dolphins, I still have to go with the Ravens here. I love what Harbaugh has done with this team. I love what Cameron has done with the defense, and I love Flacco and Reed on each side of the ball leading this team. They came off a tough loss to Pittsburgh and humiliated Dallas in their final home game, and they beat the crap out of the Jaguars like they were supposed to. And now they have a 2-pronged running attack with McLean and McGahee. I haven't seen Mix run this wild since the Irish Soccer Championship. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, you gotta love Pennington, but I'll tell you something. They've won 9 of their last 10. How can I not take the Dolphins? Because in games where they start to trail, it gets ugly. They lost an early game to the Cardinals in Arizona, never came close. And once the Patriots got a big lead on them, nothing came close. Getting a lead early on the Dolphins is like having a snap fight with a retard. Don't expect a big comeback. Take the, who are they? Take the Ravens, give the 3.5. And now for my lock of the week. The Eagles are giving 3 to the Vikings in Minnesota. The only thing more amazing to me than the way the Eagles have blown out 4 of their last 5 opponents is the way they lost to the one that they did. They lost to the Redskins by not giving the ball to Brian Westbrook. In the games they won, the blowouts, the last 4, he averaged 24.5 touches per game. In their one loss, only 18. Gamblers know to call Brian Westbrook Father Westbrook because the more touches he gets away with, the more money we get to hold on to. Not to mention, Corral Buckhalter is amazing and spelling him well and actually has more 20-plus yard gains from scrimmage. On top of that, the Eagles and Giants are the only team in the postseason this year to be in the top 10 in offense and defense. But the Eagles have been top 10 offense and defense the past 5 years. There's a reason they get to the playoffs, and there's a reason they do well in them. And while the Vikes have arguably the best running back in football, they also have the worst quarterback in the game in Tavares Jackson. Watching Tavares Jackson steer an offense is like watching JFK try to land on Nantucket. He's always a little short in the air, and that leads nothing but trouble for his guys on the ground. Oh, really? Did I make him get in the plane? Lock of the week, take the Eagles, give the field goal. Those are Geno's picks.